Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today. We have a very interesting individual with us today. I have SuperJam here on the chair, a place to be heard. I've been trying to catch up with him for the longest. This guy is so busy. I call his phone. It's always busy. But I finally caught up with him today. I have him here on the chair, and he's going to let us know all that's happening in his world. And I'm excited to know what's happening. So, hey, welcome to the show. How's everything going with you?
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Glad to be here on the chair, man. Yeah, it's cool when I'm seeing you do this. I saw one of the shows, and I really like what was going on and everything. Yeah, I'm just right now, just glad to be here, and let's see what we come up with. There's two DJs that have DJed together for years.
Don't tell the secret. But again, your name is so interesting. It carries a whole lot of water. So how did that all started with the name SuperJam? Give us some history.
I never asked that question. I was like I think 15 years old, and I was in high school, and one of the teachers said, "Yeah, we're going to have a party in the community center. You want to DJ for it?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "Yeah, what's your DJ name?" I said, "I'll tell you tomorrow." Just like that. And I went home, and I didn't think about it. I was just sitting there looking through comic books, and I looked through some Archies and just that. And
right.
My brother had all the Marvel and stuff, so I looked through SuperJam, Superman, SuperJam. A jam is a party. Yeah, that's it. Okay. I didn't think nothing of it. And all of a sudden, it stuck.
How long have you done your craft?
Well, I started DJing when I was 14, and it was just like on a fluke. I mean, I had no plans of DJing, never thought about it. I mean, I like to listen to music with my headphones on at home. That was about it, And I went into a youth center one time, and the guy that was in there, he had this long face. I was like, "Oh, what's wrong with you?" He said, "Yeah, the DJ's not showing up." So a few records I was playing for. It was in Honda Air Base at the AYA, and I just started playing the songs, and everybody was they were okay with it. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just playing music, in one turntable. And then I had my first scream that night because at that time we would do our slow dancing. That was like how you got close to the girls.
Oh, okay.
And that was it. So. And they had this live album from Commodores that had a half an hour of slow jam, Zoom and Easy, 15-minute versions on one side. So I played it. I went out. I was dancing with a girl, and then it was almost over, and I said, "Wait right here." And I ran over there, and I took the needle, and I started the record over. As soon as I started the record over, everybody heard the beginning. Said, "Yeah!" And they knew another half an hour of Slow Dragon was on. And then the guy at the end of the night, he said, "Hey, man, you want this job? You can work here every week. I give you $20. I'm like,
wow.
$20? Takes me all day in the commissary working. $20. Yeah.
$20, right?
It just started,
Cool,
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So, in speaking of Europe, so you've been playing in various countries, I hear. So, give us some history on that part of Europe. Where have you been here in Europe?
Yeah. I went to Lloret de Mar, Spain one time, and I grabbed the mic. At that time, I was still rapping. I was rapping like in the early '80s. I rapped until like '87. When I heard Rakim, I stopped. I was like, "Nope, can't do that. I'm done. I'm just gonna DJ." But I would get on the mic, and like part of being a DJ is chanting up the crowd.
Right.
East Coast, West Coast, so on. So who parties the most and all that. And so I'm in this club in Spain, in Lloret de Mar, and I'm like saying, "Yo, who I got in the house? All the people from Holland here, the people from Germany," and everybody's going off. The guy's like, "Hey, you want to come work here next year?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I went there and I worked there the next year and played in like 3 clubs and stayed there for 8 months.
Wow.
That was a crazy summer.
So you were in Lloret de Mar for 8 months DJing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's how they work. They only work 8 months and then they have 4 months off.
Okay. So the seasonal thing, I guess, where school's out and kids are traveling around, wanting to party and things like that.
Everybody goes. It's just a spot. It was a spot. Time too.
So and so Spain, but I'm sure you've been other places in Europe as well. Have you done any special shows? I know DJing is your main craft, but with that, have you been doing any producing music as well, or are you tied into that business too?
Yeah. I've been doing producing and stuff, but I did do before I started producing, I was doing like DJ championships where I would like practice and backspins and all this stuff and do like the DMC. So I did the DMC championships, the German championships, 3 years in a row. I even went up against David Fasher, the guy who won the world championship.
Wow.
On that one. I wish I had the video of any of that stuff. Back in those days, you never thought about videos and stuff, and now it's like they're posting everything, and oh man, it just bugs me out. But yeah, that's the one thing that I was doing. I did have another contest that I won, and they put me, they gave me a gig the next day up in North Germany, and like
really?
It was on German TV, and everybody saw me, and I didn't know. So I walked up in there, people were pointing, is that really him? And I was like, it was crazy. I went there, did this show and everything. That stuff was cool. But yeah, that's on the DJ side of going around. You know, I went to different countries and did that. Did it in Italy at the finals and so on, do a little demonstration. And then, then I started producing, started working with different artists. It's a bumpy road. Once you start including other people in your life, you know, it's a lot of great things happen, you know, but it's a bumpy road. There's a lot of things that don't go as you plan. You know, you think, hey, we have a record deal. We're going to, you know, do this. We're going to go on tour. And everything takes time.
Yeah,
you know,
sure. Time is.
Work on an album for a year, be on a record deal, and still didn't get any money.
Wow.
You know, and you have to survive that year and do your music and do everything. So it's not an easy road, definitely.
Yeah, and speaking of that, you're talking about not an easy road. So who's been, you know, your past inspirators, or who inspired you, and in the past and also in the present?
Yeah, well, in the past, I mean, people that inspired me were always, you know, like different artists. Music that I love. Like I was really into funk music, like all the Parliament stuff, George Clinton, you know, all this stuff, Bar-Kays, all these different things, that stuff. And then I just, I don't know. I really, it's really hard to say because I have so many different groups that I like, so many different styles that I like, even new things that I like.
Okay.
Because I try to not just stay in the old school. I love the old school. I do my parties as old school parties, but you know, I have to have my ear to the street if I want to survive out here as a DJ and be able to call myself a DJ, especially with now, you know, there's so many young guys that are starting to be DJs, and it's great that they have this avenue to be able to learn quickly things that we had to figure out on our own and everything. And now you can basically go into YouTube, find things out and everything, which you know, people shouldn't even ask questions. It's like, if you don't know it, go to YouTube. Somebody posted a video.
Somebody posted, yeah.
You can find it all out, you know.
Yeah, well, and speaking of, I heard you say competitions. Are you still competing at times, or how does that work with the competitions?
I can't mess with the kids nowadays, man. They because the thing is when we were doing it, we were using 1210 turntables. We would make our own start points on the record by gluing little pieces of paper, and the needle would slide down the paper to the right part. And you know, it was a lot of mechanical stuff that you had to do. Okay. But now all of that is done by machines, because like the developers of like Serato and Tractor and all these different companies, they had to learn from DJs that were doing it before there was the whole digital age. And I mean, the digital age is, oh my God, it's the stuff you could only even imagine back when we were doing our stuff with, you know, we would do a thing called, a guy from New York told me, he said, yeah, you know how to do a tunnel mix. I was like, what's a tunnel mix? So that's when you take a record and you play another record, the same record, and you make them phase. And that sound makes it sound like it's going through a tunnel. So it's like, and you can adjust that by just moving the speed a little bit. And so things like that we learned how to do. You know, later on they're like, okay, boom, phase, boom, phase. You have a button now, you phase. You do this and that. So it was a lot of things that we had to learn and that we had to do along that time. You know?
Cool. So and that's good. Like you said, the technology has given, you know, guys the opportunity, or girls too, opportunity to learn DJing.
Girls are doing it too. I can say that. I'll be like, oh my goodness.
Exactly. So they've given them the opportunity to learn how to DJ, like you said, all these different virtual trainings and classes and lessons out there that people can go check out and learn just from being home. And I think with COVID and everything, and it's probably given a lot of people the opportunity to learn a few things technology-wise, especially in the music business and things like that. And I'm sure people have gained business, you know, opportunities being at home during COVID, learning how to DJ, you know, as well. And speaking of that, so I know you have a goodie bag out there with all kinds of stuff coming up. So what's coming up? What can we expect from SuperJam here in the future, in the near future, and also in the future as well?
All right. Well, as I said, I have my party that I do, which you see in back of me. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Over here.
Okay.
Soul Jam. So I've been doing the Soul Jam for 6 years with a friend of mine from way back. He used to be like the hottest rapper over here.
Wow.
In K-Town, everybody knew him. His name is Junior. And we worked on. We had the idea of keeping the party going because there was a promoter that was doing it for a while, and it was called the Old School All Nighters. So I was invited to DJ at some of those. I played at some of those, and then from one day to the next, and he had to leave. And it was like, man, we just can't let people just not have a place to go, because there's nowhere for grown folks to go unless it's private parties or something, because there's a certain way you have to play. You can't just tell anybody, hey, go play for these people. You know, people that actually know music from a certain time, actually know how it should be played. There's differences in the way that grown folks listen to music. We don't like to have a song play for 30 seconds and then play the next one. The young kids, they love that. They want to have that energy. They want to go, boom, this song, bam, bam, sing the chorus, bam, boom, next one, bam, sing the chorus, bam, boom. You know, which is it's a party, you know. But we like to lay back a little bit and groove, right? Off. Well, we're in the groove because that's how we do it, you know. And so I try to keep that same feeling going as you do. And people that know you and how you DJ Al Green, Winter Garden, you kept that thing going in the same exact way to where it was, you felt like you were back in the 80s or back in the 90s. And it was, I don't think you ever had a fight in there. Nobody, because everybody's having such a good time. It's not even a thing about, you know, acting a certain way. And that's the thing, you know. So I do this party right now, the Soul Jam. Matter of fact, you're going to be doing the next one with me. That's going to be in, what is it? It's next week. Oh my goodness! So next week, DJ Al Green, DJ SuperJam, going to be at the Soul Jam in K-Town, Kaiserslautern, Germany, in the Lautern House. So that's going to be something that's never happened before. And we're gonna tear it up. It's gonna be smooth.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to be fun as well. So like you say about that groove, there's not a whole lot of places where people can go and find good music. And of course, with your craft, you know, you have so many, you have so many knots in your belt, as they would say, and definitely making people enjoy themselves and things like that. And, you know, like you say, so with that, anything that we expect from the future, you know, like I said, now I know you have something going on beyond the 21st of May. So what can we expect?
Yeah, well, I do a lot of remixes and songs. I actually worked on a remix for the new Kendrick Lamar, that song that he put out, that unbelievable video that he just did with what they call The Heart Part 5, which is just a preview of his album that's coming out here in a day or two. And so I had an idea to take, because what he did is he took Marvin Gaye's song, I Want You, and they reproduced it, and he rhymed on top of it, and he did all these different characters and everything, all these different icons that he morphed into, and it was just some unbelievable stuff. When I heard it, I always get inspired by things that I hear and see.
Right.
And my idea was, hey, I would love to hear Marvin Gaye on that track, and maybe with some completely different music than his song. So I created a beat, and with different melodies and everything, and I created an a cappella of Marvin Gaye's voice and of Kendrick Lamar's voice, put those together, and actually tried something really weird and put Marvin Gaye's voice singing underneath Kendrick, rapping the whole time.
Wow.
It turned out pretty crazy.
Okay, that's good.
So it actually just played on Pelly One Radio just a half an hour ago.
Okay.
So the first time playing, and it'll play again on Kiss FM on Saturday, and I'm also going to offer it to Chili E. He has an app called the Top Hat Radio app, which is unbelievable. He just plays good music all day long, all night long, just nothing but classics, and yeah.
That's
and
great.
I do some shows on there also.
Okay, so make it clear, they can reach you, your webpage. Do you have an email? What's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Yeah, my email is my email would be DJ SuperJam @gmail.com. That's the best way to get, and or also through my phone number. I can give you the phone number now. You want to do that? 0171-167-6394. That's also my WhatsApp.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Great.
Up to here.
Great. Well, I'm sure we can talk probably for 2 hours about how you started and where you're going and how things are for you in the future. But, we have limited time here on the chair. I'm definitely going to have you back so we can talk more Super Jam and get some history and find out some more things and know where you are so we can be a part of that as well. But I want to say thank you for being here today, and I'm looking forward to another episode with you. We can talk more Super Jam. Like I said, the chair is a place to be heard, and I'm glad you're here.
I look forward to it also, but I would like to talk, both of us, talk some DJ talk, not about me, but about what it's like to DJ in Germany, what it was like to DJ here in the 80s and the 90s in the military clubs. And this is stuff that people don't understand. When you're in the States, you're either here or you're there, and you're playing the music from where you're at. Over here, we're everywhere because we have people from everywhere coming over here. Right. We got people from East Coast, West Coast, North, South, whatever. And we're playing all the different music. And that's what I think is something that people are going to really bug out when they get to hear, some of our stuff.
and that's a good thing. Like you say, talk about it, try to get things continue going on. As you know, the location was the Winter Garden. It was a really cool place to be. People enjoy themselves all the time, and that vibe needs to continue on. And like you say, the old school people, they do need to have a place to go to have a good time as well. And I'm looking forward to collaborating with you on other projects as well. And again, thank you for being here today. And again, I would invite you to the chair soon. Well, you have a good evening, Super Jam. And again, thanks a lot, Guy. You're great. Thank you.